If you clicked on this video, there's a real chance you're closer to quitting something than you're willing to admit out loud. Maybe it's a goal. Maybe it's a version of yourself you promised to become. Stay for the next 10 minutes because I'm going to tell you exactly why you're at this point, and more importantly, what the next 24 hours decide about the next 10 years of your life. Here's something nobody says clearly enough. The moment right before quitting looks almost identical to the moment right before breaking through. From the inside, they feel exactly the same. Exhaustion, doubt, the quiet voice asking if any of this is even worth it. The only difference between the two is what happens in the next few hours. Most people quit in that window. A small number push through it, and that small number ends up living a completely different life than everyone else. Not because they were more talented, but because they didn't trust the feeling in that specific moment. Let me tell you about the pattern I've seen over and over. Someone starts something, a business, a fitness goal, a skill, a relationship with themselves. The first few weeks feel exciting because everything is new. Then reality sets in. Progress slows down. Nobody notices the effort. The results that were promised in some video or some book simply haven't shown up yet. And right there in that gap between effort and result is where almost everyone quits. Not because they're weak, not because they don't want it badly enough. They quit because nobody warned them that this exact moment was coming, and when it did, it felt like proof that they should stop instead of proof that they were right on schedule. I want you to understand something about how growth actually works, because it's almost never told to you honestly. Growth isn't a straight line going up. It's flat, 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 small dip, flat, flat, then suddenly a jump. Almost all of the results you're waiting for are sitting on the other side of that flat, boring middle section. The part with no visible progress, the part where it would be completely reasonable to assume nothing is working. The people who make it through aren't the ones who feel motivated during that section. Nobody feels motivated during that section. They're simply the ones who decided in advance that they'd keep showing up regardless of what the feeling told them. Let's talk about the specific moment you're probably in right now, because I think I know what it looks like. You've been trying for a while, long enough that the initial excitement is completely gone. You compare yourself to people who look further along, and it stings more than you'd admit. Some part of you is quietly building a case for why it's okay to stop. You're too busy, the timing is wrong, maybe this just isn't for you after all. That case sounds incredibly reasonable. That's exactly what makes it dangerous. The excuses that end up working are never the dramatic ones. They're the calm, sensible-sounding ones that let you walk away without feeling like you failed. Here's the uncomfortable part I need to say directly. Quitting right now would feel like relief. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. There would be an immediate sense of weight lifting off your shoulders because you'd stop carrying the tension of an unfinished thing. But that relief is temporary, and it comes at a cost almost nobody calculates in advance. You'd be trading a few days of comfort now for a specific version of yourself, months or years from now, who has to live with having stopped right before it would have turned. That version of you doesn't get to know what would have happened. They just carry the quiet question for the rest of their life. Now let me flip this around, because this isn't meant to just make you feel guilty for wanting to quit. That feeling is human, and pretending you shouldn't have it doesn't help you. What actually helps is having a plan for what to do with that feeling when it shows up, because it will show up again after today, more than once. The first thing that matters is separating the decision from the emotion. You do not need to make a permanent decision about your entire future while you're standing inside your worst moment. Emotions are terrible at long-term decision-making and excellent at short-term survival. So the rule is simple. Never make a quitting decision on a bad day. Feel whatever you're feeling, let it exist, and then give yourself a fixed